Alright guys, welcome back to another war video. Today we're going to be taking Nico, Count Nefaria, and Onslaught back again on Path 5. Here, we're taking Spider-Punk. Thankfully he's not in the intercept node, so he's not as bad, but as you'll see in this fight, he does get a little frustrating to work around. I'll talk more about it when you see it happen in the fight, but the way that Spider-Punk's kit works is just super weird with Nefaria's evade. I think I've figured out, like, the niche interactions between these two, but god are they so annoying. There we start off with a clean Spider-Punk evade, which I could be crazy, but I'm not sure, like, how it happens. Maybe I'm misremembering from the last fight, but I'm pretty sure when I evade I could hit him just fine. Or maybe I couldn't, and I'm completely lying. But, again, safe to say that I'm not going to try that again during this fight. Thankfully, this isn't the intercept node, so we don't have to deal with all the BS. Again, we will try to parry his special ones. It doesn't always go well, it is how it is. In here, this is what I was talking about. Apparently, if you use Count Nefaria's evade against the wall, you get stunned. I didn't know that. That's such a weird interaction. Like, there, it happens again. Like, here I was getting really nervous, but thankfully he didn't crit or do anything crazy. I was so confused, because I just didn't think that that was how either of their evades worked. But, I guess if you're close enough to Spider-Punk, he can, in fact, stun you when you evade, which is why you can't really do it against the corner, and you basically just have to punch back before you do anything. There, though, I can use a special evade and hit him, which is weird. But yeah. I don't know what to say. Again, it's just weird evade mechanics, what the game counts as an intercept, proximity between the characters. I just don't know what to say about it, right? Here, finally getting, like, more into the feel of the fight. And, again, Nefaria, as usual, is pretty tanky, and he's not really gonna die. Also, I'm pretty sure this is only a rank 2 Spider-Punk, so he's not going to be doing as much damage. Here we throw the special 2, we let him throw his special 2, and he dies. Yeah. Again, pretty weird fight. I'm getting nervous taking Spider-Punk now, because I have no clue, like, what else he can do, because this is just super weird. Hopefully I'll have it figured out next time I have to fight him, but Jesus Christ, was that pretty bad. Right here, we have a much more straightforward fight with Onslaught versus Korg. Again, just get your Neuroshocks up, throw special 1, throw special 2, and he'll die. The only, like, weird thing in this fight is, the protection. You kind of have to play around that, but again, it's Onslaught. Pretty much everything he does is passive, except the Daunted, but even then, that's still not that big of a deal. And, again, since all of it's passive, the protection isn't really gonna purify anything. And, his rock stacks aren't really, like, something to worry about too much, but they're there, unfortunately. But again, Onslaught pretty much counters it. He can get the passive, stun from his parries, and he turns the Daunted into passives too. Makes it a lot better. Here we throw the special 2, and Korg goes down just fine. Again, Onslaught is just a beast. Yeah, the fact that he didn't get rebalanced is kind of crazy in hindsight, because what Onslaught can do, man, is despicable, bro. Like, a man talks about overpowered champions like Hercules or something like that, and I just, like, I don't know if this is a crazy take, but I think Onslaught is way better than Hercules ever was. I could be crazy for saying that, but, I mean, like, Jesus. Alright, anyways, next we move on to the next fight, Dr. Doom. The only reason he's here, I think, is as a filler placement. You want Doom because he's tactic, and, again, it's Doom. Nothing crazy happens against Doom. I know that the decks all of his specials, and Nefaria doesn't really gain buffs, so he's not going to get nullified or anything like that. He's also 90% shock resistant, so even if he does get something nullified, it doesn't really matter. Yeah. I think there's a reason, or like, there's a way we can get more charges on Doom. I'm not completely sure why that is. It might just be because he's a Mystic, or it has something to do with his, like, his power gain and Mystic Dispersion, something like that. I have no clue. It does make this fight a little bit easier, but I have no clue what's causing it. But I'll take it. Again, the more stuff you get, the better. Again, the only other thing to worry about on this node is the intercept protection, which again, Nefaria can get the intercept through his evade charge, and it goes down and you just get a butt ton of extra damage. And here we're getting pretty close to finishing the fight. Again, use 20%. There we got clipped by a special 2, but we're in Ionic Overdrive, so the special 2 does a lot less damage. And also Nefaria's Incinerate resistant, so he just tanks it. There we go, through the last special 2, and Doom goes down. I love Nefaria a lot, but the problem is he can be sometimes slow and just, like, especially on this path, Nefaria is certainly good for it, but, like, the way you have to play around the protection when it cleanses all the debuffs, especially this node that we're fighting on right here, the debuff purification, playing around it is just weird and annoying. Again, it's not the worst thing in the world, right? Because if you play well with Nefaria and you just, like, you get all of the things up on him, you'll be fine. But it can be frustrating. Like, right there, I dashed back and he purified all of those charges, right? That sucks. And here I learned my lesson. I'm just going to instantly consume them. And for this node in particular, I can just parry and get those charges. Because again, you can get double parries since he can't get parry stunned off of the first, like, medium dash because of that one node. There went to Ionic Overdrive, and again, it's super easy to punish Destroyer Special 1 with Nefaria's Evade, and his power gain kind of gets completely nullified. Here, we do accidentally push ourselves to Special 3, but it's fine. Again, Destroyer's not really, like, crazy or anything on defense against Nefaria, at least. And here we're just getting so many charges that we just have to go for a Special 1. Let's consume, like, all of it. Well, when he had the power gain, of course, but here we don't. Here, I don't know if it's this one. Yeah, I think it is. Here, I tried to parry his Special 2 to see if, you could. Unfortunately, Destroyer Special 2 is a 3 or 4 hit animation, even though you only need 1 dex, so you can't get the parry off unless you have really good timing. So, I kind of just tanked that in the face. Thankfully, we were in Ionic Overdrive, so we didn't take that much damage. But safe to say, I learned that you cannot do that. Yeah, if that happened to me and I died, I might have crashed out. But yeah, here, this one's a really weird fight because Nico's just a frustrating defender. She's not like insanely hard or anything. She's just annoying. I threw in an invul boost because I was planning to just take her to Special 3 because her Special 1 grants her invisibility, Special 2 puts a buff immunity on yourself. So I just decided, hey, the Special 3 doesn't like do anything, so I'm gonna use it. Now, looking back in hindsight, I think I probably could bait Special 2s, maybe Special 1s, because Nico, at least the pre-fight I'm putting on her, has poison immunity, and so she could probably just tank the whatever it's called, the special, and because of the poison immunity, she won't get any debuffs on her. But yeah, I just played this fight pretty slowly and just tried to manage everything right. That's with the power detonations, but again, Nico isn't like a crazy hard like damage dealer, so again, the power detonations don't do that much. And again, you can just get rid of them by throwing a special, so it's not the biggest deal in the world. There we get the buff immunity off of us, which makes this fight go a lot smoother because I can finally dex, and I don't have to be like, scared to just block everything and take a ton of damage that I don't need to. But again, we are trying to push her to Special 3 here. We're like a fourth of the way down, and the fight's going pretty well. Yep, she throws her special 3. I should have instantly, what it's called, just tap the screen to get the animation over with quickly. Now again, in this fight, it's not going to particularly matter because we're going to finish the fight fairly quickly. I mean, it's not going to be, like, immediate, but, you know, I'm definitely not going to use all 5 minutes on a Nico fight, right? There, I parried her, and since this node has Limber on it, you can't actually go into a heavy immediately. And so I used the last of my indestructible boosts, so now I have to tank her special ones. But again, it's not that big of a deal. Just block it. It is what it is. The invisibility is annoying, but her special, or not her special, her heavy attacks are super easy to dex. And again, she's super low on HP, so like one more combo into a special one should do it. She throws it again, which is really annoying, but you know, it is what it is. We take a bunch of damage from that block special one, but again, she's super close to dying, so I'm not at all worried this fight. There we throw a special one, sorry. I'm completely out of it right now. Throw a special one, and she dies. It was a sketchy fight, but I think in general, it's not the worst thing in the world. That might have been a 6-star. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't like paying attention. Either way, not the worst fight. Here, I was supposed to take one of the fights on the left side, but this was like at the very end of War, and I saw that no one took the right side yet. So I'm just like, hey, I have Onslaught. Onslaught should work fine against both of these guys, and I'll be able to clear up. Jean Grey is frustrating, and what makes her even more frustrating is you can't get out of her reverse controls with Onslaught because she places a Delirious on you. I think Onslaught's reverse controls immune. I could be completely wrong on that, but since Delirious and reverse controls are two different things, he can still get Delirious, or whatever you'd want to call it, and that's what Jean places. So you have to actually play around with the controller. Like right there, you see, I dashed into her special one because I thought I was reverse controls. I guess not. Good thing is, her, what it's called, Neuroshocks don't hit like insanely hard, and also it's a 6-star. So again, this fight's gonna go a lot shorter than it would be for like a rank 4 Jean, but yeah. But here we're gonna throw her special 2, and this is pretty much gonna take her all the way down. Right, she's taking like 6% every tick. We throw the special, she throws hers, and she's just gonna die right after. Jean, I think people overrate Jean as a defender. She is pretty tanky, but again, there's, like, if you have any champion that does a meaningful amount of damage, she'll go down. Battleground, she can definitely be annoying, because she can sometimes stall out, and if you're not, like, comfortable with reverse controls, she can be frustrating, but, you know, it is what it is. Here, I kind of make a mistake. I didn't realize that Onslaught's Neuroshock passives don't work for the node, which is probably something I should have thought about before taking this fight. But, I get the power start 1 so that I could guarantee some Neuroshock damage, which actually kind of saved my butt in this fight, because I can just keep those Neuroshocks on her the entire fight and just constantly tick her down, even though I can't throw another special 1 or get more power or anything like that. But again, having like 13 or 15 Neuroshocks on her is pretty good. It's not like the craziest amount of damage, but it's definitely better than nothing, right? And again, since I died to Yelena the last war, I'm looking to get some revenge here, right? I want this fight to go fairly smoothly, and I need my revenge, you know? Like, I gotta get my get back. And here, I mean, this fight's going pretty smoothly, right? Just, the Neuroshocks are taking her down a lot. And Onslaught's basic damage is pretty strong as well. So, this might have been a rank 2 or rank 3 Yelena, but either way, I mean, Onslaught's hitting pretty hard. Not to mention he has that crushed, which makes it a lot easier. Again, Onslaught's just the perfect Yelena counter in almost every way. He gets that crush whenever her combo goes up to 10, 20, or multiples of 10 or whatever. And again, since her combo meter is inflated, she's going to get the pretty fast. And here she goes into elimination mode. Thankfully, I learned from my last mistakes, and I don't just like immediately run into her Well, here I did, but that's because I have the crushed. I think that stops the reversal. I could be completely wrong there. I'm not completely familiar with the way that like crushed and Yelena's kit overall works, but yeah, I didn't get reversal there, so that's all that really matters. Here we get the brute force on us, but again, it doesn't tick for that much. Here we get the neuroshock. Again, like I said, I have absolutely no clue how that works. But she's back into observation mode. We go for the crush, we go for a combo, and she goes down. So yeah, that was this war. Um, Again, I need to learn how to fight Yelena better. I'm just sticking to banning her in Battlegrounds because I don't have Deadpool X-Force in my deck, and my Gene's not awakened, so she does kind of like... She is a bit annoying, but, you know, it is what it is. We did win this war, thankfully. And again, we didn't do a single fight, and neither did our opponents, which helped. We did take less deaths than them, so, again, a win is a win. And yeah, hopefully our winning streak continues and we can push further into Platinum. But yeah, I'm gonna lead off there, guys. Catch you guys in the next video. Peace.